have my first degree from there. I have my second degree from there. The University of Liberia is the state-owned institution, the highest institution of learning in this country.
K-News.
From the witness testimony today, I know I'm innocent. A police officer who goes to the bathroom 7 different times, testifying lies, in a car.
K-News.
From the witness testimony today, I know I'm innocent. A police officer who goes to the bathroom 7 different times, testifying lies, in a car. It's senseless. No video evidence. No, wait until after the judgment.
You don't have evidence to tell the protocol? Then you call the poll. Oh yeah, I listen to Chamabele, the jack kept the poll while I do power play. Why are you keeping the poll there for? You listen.
They're coming to talk to the superintendent, the representative, where they will say they will do they want it, do they want to do that one. Then they try and see about the road condition. Now my market in the bush, all of my black ball, some of my
Where you say?
President we are regime, but since the government took over, we don't have freedom in real life. It's a great challenge for us as a motorcycle run in real life. I said to say we are failure or foreigner.
First of all, I'm a product of the University of Liberia. I have my first degree from there. I have my second degree from there. The University of Liberia is the state-owned institution, the highest institution of learning in this country.
So how does today make you feel, Councillor?
To make me feel good that at least the truth prevail. We have recognition, and all along I was on the Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
I mean, people call me and say, $10 million again? What is that? What I did for this money? What happened? I said, let me arrest you for $10 million. My sister, $10 million? I didn't do anything with $10 million. $10 million is for the World Food Program.
K-News comes to you from the News and Current Affairs Department of Cool 91.9. You can listen to K-News at 6. K-News.
From the witness testimony today, I know I'm innocent. A police officer who goes to the bathroom 7 different times, testifying lies, in a car. It's senseless. No video evidence. No, wait until after the judgment.
You don't have evidence to tell the protocol? Then you call the poll. Oh yeah, I listen to Chamabele, the jack kept the poll while I do power play. Why are you keeping the poll there for? You listen.
they're coming to talk to the superintendent, the representative, where they will say they will do they want it, do they want to do that one. Then they try and see about the road condition. Now my market in the bush, all of my black ball, some of my
Where you say?
President we are regime, but since the government took over, we don't have freedom in real life. It's a great challenge for us as a motorcycle run in real life. I said to say we are failure or foreigner.
First of all, I'm a product of the University of Liberia. I have my first degree from there. I have my second degree from there. The University of Liberia is the state-owned institution, the highest institution of learning in this country.
So how does today make you feel, Councillor?
To make me feel good that at least the truth prevail. We have recognition, and all along I was on the Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
I mean, people call me and say, $10 million again? What is that? What I did for this money? My sister, $10 million? I didn't do anything with $10 million. $10 million is for the World Food Program.
K K-News comes to you from the News and Current Affairs Department of Cool 91.9. You can listen to K-News at 6 a.m., 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. every weekdays as we bring to you your news makers. K-News, K-News. Get K-News, K-News. K-News, K-News.
From the witness testimony today, I know I'm innocent. A police officer who goes to the bathroom 7 different times, testifying lies, in a car.
It's senseless. No video evidence. No, wait until after the judgment.
You don't have evidence to carry the protocol? Then you call the pope. Oh yeah, you know, I listen to Chemebele, the jack kept the pope while I do power plant. Why you keeping the pope there for? You listen.
They call me to talk to the superintendent, the representative, where they will say they will do they want it, do they want to do that one. Then they try and see about the local condition. Now my market in the bush, all of my people, my black bone, some of my
Where you say?
They used to embarrass us under the former President regime. But since the government took over, we don't have freedom in real life. It's a great challenge for us as a motorcyclist. We've gone in real life to say we are failure or foreigner.
First of all, I'm a product of the University of Liberia. I have my first degree from there. I have my second degree from there. The University of Liberia is the state-owned institution, the highest institution of learning in this country.
So how does today make you feel, Kasala?
To make me feel good that at least the truth prevail. We have recognition, and all along, I was on the Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
I mean, people call me and say, 30 million again? Well, what is that? What I did for this morning? What happened? I said, come here, arrest you for 30 million. My 30 million? I didn't do anything with 10 million. 10 million is for the World Food Program.
K-News comes to you from the News and Current Affairs Department of Cool 91.9. You can listen to K-News at 6 a.m., 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. every weekdays as we bring to you your news makers. K-News, K-News. K-News, K-News. K-News, K-News.
From the witness testimony today, I know I'm innocent. A police officer who goes to the bathroom 7 different times, testifying lies, in a car.
It's senseless. No video evidence. No, wait until after the judgment.
You don't have evidence to carry the protocol? Then you call the pope. Oh yeah, you know, I listen to Chemebele, the jack kept the pope while I do power plant. Why you keeping the pope there for? You listen.
they call me to talk to the superintendent, the representative, where they will say they will do they want it, do they want to do that one. Then they try and see about the local condition. Now my market in the bush, all of my people, my black bone, some of my
Where you say?
tourism is not just a job, it creates more employers, and employees. It gave individuals dual incomes long-term stability. The special envoy also announced a shift in Liberia's tourism strategy, moving away from the traditional focus on beaches and billboards towards ecotourism. Instead, Liberia has over 700 untapped tourism opportunities, including its vast waterways and natural resources. Let's bring you the voice of Ambassador Onanuga here on this news presentation.
They couldn't have been done this precise without tourism. To cut the story short, tourism is the enabler of national growth. And because of that, we are the M&E of every government institution, be it big, large, small, and the private sector. In this case, we become the national enforcers of compliance to make sure that everything is done right in institutions, both private and non-private, so that the essence of tourism is seamless. It is on this note that the President of Liberia understands the value and importance of what tourism brings to the table in every nation where its political will allows it to prosper. That it provides 2.5 or 3 times the labor force of any country, bigger than the civil service of any country. It's with this in mind that I'd like to announce at this podium that we cannot make mistakes and we cannot do it wrongly. So this particular conference is of awareness to the 63 to 67% of the young population to take destiny into their own hands and become their own employers. Because that is the role of tourism. It makes you an independent employer, but also makes you an employee. So you actually earn 2 incomes at every given time. The modern age of technology tells us that we cannot earn a single salary and support a family of 4 if we must get to a destination that beats poverty. It is surprising to know that around you, right around this building, without a dime, you can earn a lot of money without spending a dime to invest. When I was coming in here today, I had a bit of problem with my tummy. So I plucked some flowers right outside the gate, and I ate them up. Because I knew that within 6 to 7 minutes of eating those flowers, no matter how bad my stomach is in terms of food poisoning or dysentery, it stops instantly.
His Ambassador Christopher Hayes Onanuga, the Special Envoy on Tourism. President Joseph Boakai has reaffirmed the government's commitment to human rights, peace, transitional justice, and exclusive education. The Liberian leader believes that truth-telling and civil learning could help shift the minds of the young generation of leaders. President Boakai's section were contained in a speech delivered on his behalf at the 35th anniversary of the massacre at the St. Lutheran Church during the weekend. On his behalf, the Executive Director of the Office of the Establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Code, Councillor Jala Babu, disclosed that the President has reassured Liberians that the establishment of the code is non-negotiable.
This morning, in my conversation with the Minister of Justice, he again reassured that the President is keen on ensuring that this process comes to fruition. As we are reconciling, I'd like to stress here that reconciliation is not achievable on the basis of let bygone be bygone. Doesn't work that way. Justice and accountability are critical. So the Office for the Establishment of War and Economic Crimes Code, let me say to you There is nothing magical about how Nigeria is transforming. This is purely heavenly intervention. As you do see, many things are happening in this country positively. Therefore, I do know that by God's grace, help is on the way, and it will come soon. So to the survivors of the Lucian massacre, and to others who also are victims and survivors of other massacres, I want to let you know that we are together, victims, and at the same time working to restore this country. The process for establishing the courts is not just to try people who killed, who raped, who abused and violated people. It is a process that is holistic. All aspects of reconciliation and justice will be met in this process.
Councillor Jala Babu is the Executive Director of the Office of the Establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. In an effort to mitigate the negative effects of climate change, the Pinzio City Corporation has launched the Pinzio Climate Action Plan. The launch of the Pinzio Climate Action Plan was held at the Monrovia City Hall under the theme Building a Resilient and Sustainable Pinzville Through Climate Action. The event brought together high-profile features, which include Pinzville Mayor Robert Bestman, Monrovia City Mayor John Siafa Sheruk, and Yvonne Atkins Sawyer Ober, Mayor of Freetown and co-chair of C40 Cities. Speaking at the program, Mayor Bestman said the Climate Action Plan is the first full strategy to face climate problems. He disclosed that the process took months of teamwork using facts and listening to the people, experts, and community leaders. The plan, which runs up to 2025, gives clear steps to cut harmful emissions, prepare for climate shocks, and open doors for clean jobs and growth. The launch marked a step forward in helping Pinzville deal with climate change and build a better, greener future. Climate action is not just about the environment, it's about development, Mayor Bestman noted. He said, by investing in clean energy and better transport, strong infrastructure, and safe jobs, the city will improve lives and create more fairness in communities.
for our children. The desire to come over city even though we have the process of some of these things, well, it gives me the strength, the courage that we need to learn.
Voice of Painesville City Mayor Robert Bestman, the speaking. The Liberia National Police have formally charged and forwarded Zina Ba and her husband Ibrahim Jallo to the Monrovia Magisterial Court at the Temple of Justice on allegation of assault and power theft. The police spokesperson Cecilia Clark disclosed that Zina Ba has been charged with simple assault, while her husband Ibrahim Jallo has been charged with power theft. It can be recalled that members of the Muslim community had gathered at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police on Capitol Hill in demand of justice for the removal of Madam Ba's hijab from the head of the woman and her dragging by police officer. The incident occurred during the lawful power theft inspection conducted by the Liberia Electricity Corporation, and LEC generated significant public concern, particularly following the circulation of a viral video showing a physical encounter between the officer and Madam Ba. In a press statement, Cecilia Clark said the police officer identified as Alice Tukba has been suspended for 1 month without pay for misconduct during the arrest of Madam Ba. According to Clark, another officer, Prince Thibault, has been fully exonerated because his conduct during the incident was found to be lawful and in accordance with police procedures.
The Liberia National Police has concluded its investigation into the July 22, 2025 incident involving Madam Zina Ba and Mr. Ibrahim Jallo in the Newport Street Community Central, Monrovia. The arrest of Madam Zina Ba was lawful. She was non-compliant and engaged in acts of aggression towards the officers, including throwing a bench and wasting hot soup at them, both considered criminal offenses. Officer Alice M. Tukba's decision to forcibly remove the child without seeking alternative means was inappropriate and showed disregard for the child's safety. The removal of Madam Ba's head covering or hijab was unnecessary. Madam Zina Ba has been formally charged with the crimes of simple assault, preventing arrest or discharge of official duties in violation of Chapter 12, Subchapter E, Section 12.2 of the Penal Law of Liberia. Mr. Ibrahim Jallo has been formally charged with power theft in violation of Chapter 15, Section 15.81, and the amended Section 15.88, Paragraph 5C of the Penal Law of Liberia. He is accused of tampering with LEC meters and bypassing billing mechanisms in an attempt to evade lawful payment for electricity services. Officer Alice Tukba has been suspended for 1 month without pay for misconduct during the arrest of Madam Zina Ba. Her actions included the unjustified removal of Madam Ba's head covering or hijab and the use of excessive physical handling during a phase when the subject had transitioned to passive resistance. Officer Prince W. Chibo has been fully exonerated as his conduct during the incident was found to be lawful.
She's the police spokesperson, Cecilia Clark, there speaking. Representative Bernard Benson of Montserrat Electoral District 17 has increased the number of beneficiaries on his scholarship program to 180 students. Representative Benson disclosed that the DJ Blue Foundation is committed to assisting youth of the district to acquire quality for national building. The District 17 lawmaker made a disclosure when he officially launched a scholarship fund drive for girls at the dedication of the Cecilia Yonclay Doe Institute in Bondo community situated in the township of Virginia.
The biggest thing you can do is to empower the minds. Once you educate the community, great things happen. Anybody that is offering an institution to nurture the minds of our young people, we must in any way, in every way, support it to the T, especially here in District 17. I think this Bokon community, you are very, 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 very lucky to have such an institution in your community. What I can promise that we will continue to support this institution. Initially today, I will launch a scholarship drive. We will launch a scholarship drive with giving 10 scholarships to girls, children. 10 scholarships. Our office will fund 10-fold scholarship on the Blue Foundation, but I want for the girls, children to benefit from that first set. And maybe as time goes by, we'll add. We have more than 180 students on our scholarship system right here in this district. I'm glad that Bokon will now benefit from that scholarship that we. The other thing on Facebook, we get current. I've been to LEC. It's just a matter of time you will see the current coming. I beg you. What I can guarantee the people of District 17 that at least 90 to 95% of our district will have electricity before Christmas. And I know you can see the progress going also. Let us just be patient. It's a technical issue. But I see the light point right here, but it's not reaching here. Okay, all right. But don't worry, we'll hold it. We'll hold it to kind of way. And you can see the progress.
For her part, the proprietors of the Cecilia Yonclay Doe Institute, Councillor Vivian Neal, lauded Representative Benson for the gesture. She disclosed that the institution was established purposely to assist underprivileged girls in the community to obtain quality education. A tragic incident has rocked the community of Wazon City in Grand Bassa County, where a man was discovered dead in his girlfriend's room moments after lovemaking. According to Finda, girlfriend of deceased Mohammed Touir made complaint of a fever and stepped out to use the bathroom. Moment later, Finda says she found out Mohammed had collapsed on the ground and rushed to get help, but he had already given up the ghost, while the exact cause of Mohammed's death has remained uncovered and unconfirmed. Initial reports suggest he may have died from high blood pressure. Here is Finda as she provides more detail on the matter.
After 2 days, we start complaining about malaria. Start complaining, saying he's sick. So he went across the road, he bought tablet and brought it. Then I paid me to show me how to take the tablet. So I started giving it to him. He took the tablet. After a few minutes, I asked him, I said, Mommy, how you come here? And he said, thank God. So when he went, he came, which is Forest. He also said he was sitting. He said, I'm feeling cold. I said, is he cold? Attacking? He said, he was inside lying down. I told him, I said, when I asked you for the place you came from, you don't want to show me the place. I asked you for your brother number, you don't want to show me your brother number. I asked you to put my hand in your purse so I can get at least 1 or 2 contact numbers so I can call your people. You refused. You said, I want to put my hand in your purse. Anything happen to me, I responsible. And I scared. So like, he felt all I said in there. I told him I carry him to Sondo area there. They both saw him. They said I carry him to the clinic. Let him be there here until when he comes to his cell, maybe he will show the area where he come from. Or either through giving his statement to the doctor, then you will hear from him. So I left standing there until the doctor came. When the doctor came and asked him. So he called the area name. He said he came from Mount Bastan. The Paul I carry me, they call him Faith. I call Faith. I said, Faith, you know the area? Faith said yes. I said, please take me there. He said, please say he gave me hard time. I said that he must be paying. I pick you. Just help me. Because you bring me here and I get no different part to carry me over there. He said, get over the part. And I called over the part. I went there. I met the people in the town and asked them. They said, yes, we know Mohammed. I take scrapping up. They said, yeah, we know Mohammed and we know his brother, Muzafa Alaji. But they're not here again. Even his stranger father and his stranger mother, they're not here. They play deposit open air, but they go air. So they asked me what happened. I said, but the man said he lying out to the hospital here. When I came back, I told him, I said, I came from to the place what you call. He said, what happened there? I decided to explain to him. He said, call me, I get better money. They play go air, I know the area, I will go there, I go look for them. So we came back on the side, we came back to the house. Yesterday, the whole day he was sitting outside. I asked him how he coming on. He said, fine, he feeling well in the valley, nothing hurting him again. He was sitting outside. So lying there, I was lying down because he can lay down the bed, I can lay down the ground. So he said, like, let me go in the bathroom. He would have left for me. He went in the bathroom. When he came back, I just heard a heavy sound to the door. I wake up, mommy fall down. I told him, he was coming from in his mouth. I set him down. I hold him. So he was fighting, chakra in the room, doing all type of things then. So go ahead, me, he doing it until he came to himself small. I left him, I went in the bathroom. Before I can come back, I met mommy fighting again. So I decided to open the door to go call my play children are in the yard. I called them and then they came. They opened two girls and called 1 hour near one day or they called the country over. But before we can get in the house, mommy was home. Blood was coming from his nose, his mouth. So that what happened.
She's the girlfriend of the deceased. They're speaking to reporters after the incident. Family members of the late Blessing Willie had accused the Mayuba and Sons Clinic of allegedly providing wrongful medication to their relative, leading to her untimely demise. Relatives of the deceased pregnant lady are demanding an explanation following her sudden death, which they attributed to medical negligence. Speaking for the family, Madam Jacqueline Franchi disclosed that Blessing had been admitted to Mayuba and Sons Clinic located in the Bartnersville Town Hall community on Friday evening and died Saturday morning after spending less than 24 hours under the clinic's care. Family members says Blessing's death was preventable and called for immediate intervention by the government and human rights organization. Speaking to the media from the family home in Nukru Town, Madam Jacqueline recounted the final hours of Blessing's life. She alleged that Mayuba and Sons Clinic administered what she described as excessive and improper treatment. Jacqueline disclosed that her deceased sister was given 3 bags of drip and several injections, all mixed with drugs that they don't even know. According to her, upon the administration of the drips and injections, the deceased started reacting strangely, and by the time she was rushed to the Redemption Hospital, she was pronounced dead upon arrival. Efforts made by K News to get the side of Mayuba and Sons Clinic did not materialize, as the authority declined to comment on the matter. The family of the deceased pregnant lady is calling for a full investigation, urging health authorities and human rights groups to intervene and hold those responsible accountable.
Yesterday, my sister everyone all eat everything. When she take back, she went in her room. Because you said, I was serving the customer, she see my lesson to me. So, go to my sister, go tell her, say, I don't feel all right. Now, when she came to me, I said, oh, bless you, what happened to you? She said, oh, it's not happening for my to you. Now, when I said, but no, when I come to you, it will not be far. They will reach to the clinic. Go to the hospital, for the door, what did happen? I went out, tell me, I said, Papa, that will reach to the clinic. But let's get see that but in the neck. So we can wait for tomorrow morning. So now we'll try to get to the clinic. Now I tell you, but I go to my clinic. When we go to my clinic, when I anything my clinic was swallow big clinic. Now I went, but the bottle trying to be blessed with my brother. Now I myself my lapa to no lapa on me. Now I'm very in a group of lapa to wear lapa. They were all blessing on but only getting one motorbike. Now I went my clinic, wasn't nobody was there. Now I'm here. Tell to go inside, the boss start driving us. The boss when I enter there, they start driving us. That's about how your driver will be our patient here, and our patient sick. I don't see the girl, they say when I see the girl, we'll leave on the post here. Now we left on the post, when our patient came us up in the hospital, we asked her, we said, but how the girl coming home? She said the girl trying. Now I said, but I can't see the girl. They said no, but Bobby all they there. So the half when they left, they came outside, they take all the next cars, I say, don't need to be close for the girl. Now I tell my brother, say, but I go to the horse. For close to people for blessing. That one I went to the hall, my lesson was there. I started telling my brother, say, forget the clothes. When I anything, they will call off. Now for we hear no call nothing. The morning now, Papa call my brother say, but why you here? So to the one say, boy, I bring clothes for blessing. Now but the kega will pass back into Tuja. Now when we in the kega, I saw my sister. I will not set up over here. I start crying. I said, I'm not happy with my sister. My sister lady in the kega. Now when we just not clean it, we just put answer. But what happened? Like emergency, we say yes. Emergency case. Now I said I went to the other gate. We went to the other gate. They posted what happened to the girl. I said she's sick. I posted but I came to the hospital. We say yes. They posted what the paper. We said no paper. They put like you want paper. Now I said but what happened to her? I said but she was complete hospital. Now when they make it in the when we saw the girl, he's just like any bench. But when our hospital they go in the put like your paper. The hospital paper. No lab nothing more. That's the girl. They put to the one test. Only had to we were here. But 9 o'clock. Right 9 o'clock. 4 o'clock to come for her. In the morning. They brought it to the house. They refill the people. They post and they get what they get out papers. And the woman are pregnant woman.
Jacqueline is the spokesperson of the deceased family there speaking. If you're just joining us, as a reminder, you're listening to K News, 45 minutes of Trinity News in Liberia, Africa, and other parts of the world. We are also live at www.knewsonline.com. On this presentation this morning, my name is Daniel Theophilus Cole, presenting this edition of K News. Let's bring you more development here on this news presentation. Representative Edward Flomo of Montserrado County Electoral District 13 has firmly cautioned the management of the Liberia Cement Corporation to increase its social corporate responsibility for residents of the district. Representative Flomo urges that it is unfair for Cementco to generate $250 million US annually and only provide $3,000 US as a social corporate responsibility to the community for scholarship. The District 13 lawmaker made a warning when he dedicated a district conference hall in Bassotown, Jamaica Road on Busho Island. According to the lawmaker, $250 million US is about 1/4 of the national budget, and as such, Cementco needs to increase its social corporate responsibility to the community. He argues that the $3,000 US cannot compensate for the health hazard to residents caused by Cementco's operation.
Cementco cannot be in this environment, say nothing sensitive. People are still suffering. There is no school, there is no university. Nigeria, we don't believe in capitalism. When I get one person that comes from Paris, they come here and think that I'm going to Paris and he can decide what's here. They will never back the concept from the back. We will do the best appropriate thing to bring Cementco to our boat. That we should get university students, each of the community in the district. We will bring Cementco to our boat that will get far from water in this community. A person had it, the prayer against our own leader. I can read the community leader 3,000 for scholarship for more than 5,000 people. Cementco made part of our budget, $250 million annual plus Cementco made. Then they get us $3,000. It's an insult. But today, Cementco came on a social corporate responsibility that sees Aaron in different countries, getting treated, but leaving the district and the community which are operating, our people are suffering. Today, when you eat cement dust. When you wash your plate, eat cement dust. Anything you do, eat cement dust. Some people getting breast cancer for their cement dust. That's why Cementco will come in that shortly. And we'll keep telling for Cementco. When it comes to environment, when it comes to limited homeland in the community, the poor adjacent community, nobody else is to suffer. I'm not in the capacity again to say, do one of the things from my hand and try. The poor are fighting me. They are fighting it because they know that Honorable Flomo can always carry on development for the people. So the only way is to fight for the land again. So while they are fighting for the first record that they will do the right thing.
Hence, District 13 lawmaker Edward Poppy Flomo there speaking during the program in his district. A one-day roundtable engagement between the Liberia Standard Authority and representative of Liberian-owned companies has ended at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex in Congo Town. It even climaxed with the adoption of a number of resolutions aimed at standardizing products for export to the international market. Representative of the Liberia Standard Authority, the Liberia Business Association, and the Liberia Chamber of Commerce, among other things, resolved that the LSA decentralize its activities to give companies outside Monrovia easy access to tested products. Speaking in an interview with KNews shortly after deliberation, the Liberia Standard Authority Director General Steve Mumba disclosed that LSA and representative of enterprises agreed, among other things, to conduct more awareness on the mandate of the institution. According to Mumba, most of the medium enterprises are appealing to the government for a reduction in the price charged for testing their products.
We resolved by and large that they are going to get involved in the activity of standardization, and they look forward for us engaging them to make sure their products are tested and satisfied. There was an unanimous agreement among them that shows that they are ready to do business and to exploit, the markets out there. They also employ us to make sure that government could do everything to capacitate us to render such services that their business people need to make sure their product actually access value market. They also raise concerns of some of the challenges they have. One, the issue of decentralization. They feel that the services of the Liberia Standards Authority should be decentralized, so those of them who are in the hinterland or in Leeward counties can have access. So most of them don't have the capacity to be coming all the way to Monrovia. So they emphasize that as soon as possible, the Liberia Standards Authority should decentralize its activities to ensure that the Liberians out there in the counties who are producing food, who are into manufacturing, can have access to our services as much as possible. Some of the concerns that they brought to us was that the testing fees that we have in place, especially the SMEs, most of them are still building up their businesses and they don't have the capital to be able to really access our fee because our services are actually paid for. So we said that we are addressing that. We have carved out a program that we call Made in Liberia, especially for the SMEs, to be able to test their product, satisfy their product in this regard. We also agree that the engagement should be consistent and they don't just want a one-time engagement, that we should get back to them as soon as possible in a more consistent basis. Some of them appeal that we should do a more capacity building around standards and what it takes for them to build quality in their product and also processes. We did agree that in the coming months we are going to arrange a more technical capacity program because they said that today is just an awareness, but it's good that we have a comprehensive program maybe for 1 week like that where we can engage the private sector, build their capacity around standards and tell them exactly what to do in order to meet market specifications. And
the newly appointed
resolved by and large
of the National Lottery Authority had made known his commitment to collaborate with the National Intelligence Agency aimed at strengthening measures to prevent the use of lottery products for illicit activities. Peter Solo disclosed that his vision for the NLA is to develop guidelines that will promote responsible gaming practices, protect vulnerable individuals, and provide support for those affected by the problems of gaming. He made these assertions when he informally took over the gavel of authority from the outgoing Director General Regina Nangwe in Monrovia. Solo maintained that his administration is committed to the pillars of progress consistent with the government's RS agenda for inclusive development.
Today marks the beginning of a new era, a chapter not just of administrative change, but of renewed vision, strategic focus, and collective empowerment. As we usher in this transition, our guiding philosophy will be collaborative colleagues. I repeat, collaborative leadership, not leadership of imposition. Grounded in transparency, absolute accountability for inclusive growth of this institution. We are here to reshape, rebuild, and re-energize the National Lottery Authority into a model public institution that delivers real impact for the people of Liberia. We shall build on that which our predecessor has achieved. Our vision for the future is that our administration is committed of progress consistent with His Excellency Joseph Newman Boyka and REST agenda. We will foster an inclusive environment where
the Faith and Justice Network, a coalition of Christian and Muslim faith leaders, has commended President Joseph Boakai for issuing Executive Order number 151, which mandates the local processing of all rubber products. The group says the order is a crucial step towards economic sovereignty and justice for the nation. FJN Regional Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer Reverend Tolbert Thomas Jala highlighted that for decades Liberia has exported its natural resources in raw form. According to Reverend Jala, the exportation of natural resources in raw form has hindered industrial growth and job creation. He described Executive Order number 151 as a bold correction measure that aligns with long overdue economic justice. The order, he said, signaled a decisive end to the era of resource extraction without national empowerment and a powerful call to reverse injustice. The FJN's Board of Directors praised President Boakai for prioritizing national interests and promoting local infrastructure and agro-industrial transformation. The group believes the executive order will create new employment and entrepreneurial opportunities for Liberians.
The Board of Directors of the Faith and Justice Network, a coalition of Christian and Muslim faith actors working for justice, peace, human dignity, and responsible citizenship across the Mano River Basin, extends its heartfelt appreciation to His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia, for the issuance of Executive Order number 151, mandating the local processing of rubber products in Liberia. This courageous and visionary action marks a defining moment in the nation's pursuit of economic sovereignty, value addition, job creation.
FJN also called on relevant government agencies, including the Ministry of Commerce, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Liberia Rural Development Authority, and the Environmental Protection Agency, as well as civil society and private sectors, to swiftly implement the order. Reverend Jala urged the religious community to stand in solidarity with the transformative agenda.
The Faith and Justice Network reaffirms must come first in the benefit of Liberia's natural wealth. This is not just economic policy, it is a moral and national imperative. We therefore commend President Boakai for this order, for prioritizing national interests and economic justice over foreign exploitation, and for promoting local manufacturing and agro-industrial transformation. It will create new employment, and entrepreneurial opportunities for Liberians. This will inspire hope for self-reliance and industrially empower future. The Board of Directors of the Faith and Justice Network calls upon all relevant institutions, including the Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Agriculture, the Liberia Rubber Development Authority, the Environmental Protection Agency, civil society, and private sector actors to move swiftly and faithfully.
On this note, let's bring you our international development to climax this news presentation here on Cool 91.9 FM, where U.S. President Donald Trump new tariff rates of up to 41% on U.S. imports from dozens of countries drew expression of relief Friday from some countries that negotiated a deal from or managed to whittle them down for rates announced in April. Others expressed disappointment or frustration over running out of time after hitting Trump's August 1 deadline for striking deals with America's trading partners. Well, that's the latest in the world of news. Join us at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. for another presentation of Kid News. On behalf of the news department here, my name is Daniel Theophilus Ko. I presented this edition of Kid News. Thanks for listening.